Okay, we're all set. Okay, let me. There we go. And we do glasses first. Got it. Okay, there.
There
Okay.
we go.
All right. Sorry for all the delays and confusion and everything else. What I was going to do is go through and explain what SCORE does and about the organization, and then we'll just have time for question and answer.
Perfect.
Okay, so and I am the current chapter chair. We're in South Central Indiana, and I'll talk more about our group and where we're located. But our office is right on the other side of the wall there, and we meet here, or sometimes we'll meet in larger group meetings like this one or the other one if we have other of our mentors involved in discussing with you about work and things like that. But this is our typical location. Okay, just a couple of things. Our mission really is to look at helping businesses in the community. Let me get rid of this for the people in the room here. There we go. Let's go. We need to do the same thing here, I guess. With small businesses, and either what we're finding is probably when I looked at the SCORE National, about 57% of all of our clients are starting a business. They haven't got a business started, but they're having an interest in starting a business. So from that standpoint, our job is either entrepreneurs, small businesses that are currently in operation, and then in all phases of that work that they're going on. Some we will talk to are interested in growing their business. Some are interested in selling their business, and some are trying to figure out how to get out of their business. But what we want to do in our work is that when we support everybody as a business owner, is to help them thrive. And as we work with our clients, we will always encourage you and work with you. But our main objective is to make sure that as you enter into a business, you're going to be successful. And what we want to do is help you with doing that analysis so that you come to the conclusion that's either a good idea or a bad idea. And sometimes there's a passion for something, but it's not a good business to grow with. So that is our main focus as we work as a group. What we have are a group of mentors. We provide a service that's no cost, and everything we do is confidential. So even when we talk in our chapter meetings and share with each other about issues we're having with the client to help their business or questions they've got that we're having trouble answering, the client's name is never mentioned, nor is the business name. So we always talk about the business in terms of generic considerations, but then we also work to protect that confidentiality in everything we do. So as we talk about things about the business, no one knows about it other than you and your mentor, and you're working through it, or anyone else you share it with. Currently, we've got 28 volunteers. We've got men, women, we've got all sorts of nationalities, and everybody that's in the chapter has had extensive business experience. We've got people that are in computer business. About half our members are retired. I'm retired from Cummins. I was at the end of my career, I was the vice president over a global on highway business. So I had 33 years at Cummins in both engineering and in marketing and business. So that's the kind of people that we have in our group. And some are bankers. We've got some lawyers. So we've got quite a variety of folks. Last year, just for reference, we had 403 mentoring sessions. And when we meet, it's usually a 1 hour session. And we'll either do it either here, as I mentioned, or we can do it on Zoom. And then the hours, it varies. I have some that I mentor at 7 o'clock at night because of his work schedule in this particular case. And then some in the morning before work. So we're pretty flexible on that, but the Zoom has been a real blessing with regards to being able to meet and have access to us as needed. But we had 403 sessions last year, so that means that's 403 1-hour sessions. And sometimes they run a little bit over, but typically it's 1 hour. And those sessions are set up and recorded with the mentor making notes, not recording like this. We do it with just mentor notes. When you log on and become a client with a score, then you will get or we will get an electronic connection with you, and we'll have a file with you. So as we do meeting notes, you'll get the copies of those as well. So it kind of helps that way with clarity on discussions. We work with a whole variety of folks here at the Chamber. We also work, because we're a fairly broad group, we also work with the Chamber in Bloomington. We work with the Indiana Small Business Development Center. John Myers is just on the other side of this wall. And he's also one that we work in close collaboration with. And sometimes when we have a client that's really struggling with trying to figure out business, we get them connected with John, because he's got a lot of information on research about other businesses that you might be thinking about, and help you with that to understand the community better, the size of the community, and who some of your competition is going to be. We also work with Andy Alexander. He's located in Bloomington, but he's here in Columbus occasionally. He's Procurement Technical Assistance Center, which is a fancy name for helping you get government contracts. His job is to help you with the application. If you've got a business, excuse me, and you want to sell your product or your service to the government, he can help you explore opportunities there and then help you with the application with that. Velocities and Elevate Ventures is the next office over, and then they're there to help us with, as we have businesses that really start to thrive and grow, they can help with getting it connected to investors and growing the business in a much faster and a much larger proportion, depending on what the business is. So that's a little bit about what we do. Where we're located is here in Columbus, but you can see we have a wide variety. We have a number of counties. Our offices are in Bloomington at the Ivy Tech Science Building, as well as the chamber there for meetings. And then that's our website. And that's currently being improved, I think, because it's needs to be updated. So we've got a group working on it. Our mentoring team has jobs as either mentors or subject matter experts. And our subject matter experts typically don't normally carry a load of mentors or of clients, but they're there to bring in as we need them for expertise in certain areas. So one of our mentors is really well versed in the whole social media aspect and all about computers and computer systems. And he's still working full time, and he's living in Columbus, but his office is in Texas. And so, as is the norm these days, you can be in different locations and have a job elsewhere. But he works with, and he's got a group in India that he works with as well. So he's been really a very valuable asset to the organization. So how do we do this? First of all, we select qualified candidates with strong skills in our mentoring that have business experience. And the main thing is a sincere help of wanting to give back and help businesses and entrepreneurs. Our main thing is to be helpful in doing mentoring sessions, providing workshops that we do either in person or online. And SCORE is a national organization. I forget, I think we're around 11,000 mentors. So it's more than our 28. And the nice thing is we have access to that global network of mentors. So if someone has a very unique skill and they're wanting to do some special coding or some other type of business related to materials, we can go online, do a search and look at their profiles and put in keywords and find out who's got some expertise there. And then we can connect them. This last week, we had a session here actually online that we did for the Spanish speaking community. And it was on how to start a business, and it was all done in Spanish. And the mentor that presented that was from the Indianapolis chapter, living in Tennessee. So that's how the whole thing works. I mean, we can connect wherever people are and take full advantage of that. We have a very disciplined approach. We have an annual code of ethics that we have to go through. And so we cannot have any connection to the client's business or any other compensation or anything related to that. And also very much on the confidentiality side in terms of how we work with that with our clients. Next, obviously, is the next one is the confidentiality regarding meetings and content. All of our work is no cost. So all the things that we provide, workshops and so on, we do at no cost. Okay. Some of the chapters, larger chapters in some of the major cities will run workshops and have a fee, but our stuff that we do here is all free. We have access to the latest business practices and knowledge. SCORE has a huge network of, SCORE.org has a huge network of information related to training materials. One of the things that we have is a booklet that we usually provide to clients at the very beginning is simple steps for starting a business. And then it takes you everywhere from just having an idea about a business to getting it registered, getting it organized, how to manage it, how to set it up, how to do a business plan, how to do a financial plan. And the financial plan is really key because that's what really is helpful with regards to having a good, solid financial plan so that when you do get into your business, you've got every opportunity for success. And I think that's where a lot of businesses struggle with financial plans. We have a lot of clients that we talk to and work with that say, you know, I'm making money. That's good. How much are you paying yourself? Well, I'm not paying myself anything. Okay, I'm just putting it all back into business. Then you've got a hobby. All right. When you start paying yourself, you got a business. So that's what we work with them to help get to that point so that they can do that. Because a lot of people that come to us are working full time, but want to start a business and they want to do it as their main source of income. And so they want to quit their day jobs and do this. But you've got to ramp up to get to that point. And working with a client now that wants to be a locksmith and safes. And he's working full time and doing this on the side. And we're trying to work through that process of how you get organized, how you get your financials in order. And then when is that threshold that you can say, this is now a business and I can quit my day job. But until then, keep that day job. Okay, because you need that to fall back on. Okay, this is our mentoring methodology. And I wanted to share this because I think it really helps give you a good understanding of how we work. First of all, the term we use is SLATE, all right, the acronym. But the first one is really to stop and suspend judgment. And this is when we select mentors or candidates that want to be mentors, is having that discussion about, are they judgmental? Okay, are they, don't listen, you know, be quiet, I'm talking now, don't listen, you know, I don't want to hear what you have to say. Let me tell you all about my business. We're not interested in that. What we're interested in is people that can sit down and listen to the client and understand and really understand what their situation is, what their business interest is, and what's the challenges that they see in front of them. The second one is obviously the listen and learn. And so we do listen, and that's our main objective is tell us. We're not going to tell you anything until you tell us what you want to do so we can figure out what information is useful to you. Then we're going to work with you to assess your opportunity and analyze it. And that's usually a very key step because that's where it helps you understand, is this really going to be a viable business? And we've had some that have come in, and a young man I worked with that wanted to do a special product that takes milk, it has to take soy milk and puts flavoring in it, and he wants to sell it to the grocery stores and the large chains and Kroger and so on. And we said, well, let's do some analysis. What's out there today? There's tons of stuff like that out there today. And I think then he realized, no, this ain't gonna work, you know. So he changed his mind and decided to stay in school and finish his work there. So, but anyway, it's that process. Then when we do go forward, then we use tools that we have available to teach and help you. And that's with developing your business plan, helping you develop your financial plan, also with getting registered with the state, getting tax ID, getting your business organized. Is it a sole proprietary? Is it a limited liability corporation? How do you want to set up a partnership? So we work with that on the tools, but then when we look at different ideas that you have, let's test those and let's see how that actually plays out. Use the tools to analyze that and helpful. And then the last thing is the expectation setting is really to understand, is this really going to work with you? And it's still up to you to decide if you want to go forward or not. We're only there to help mentor and to guide and to help with more or less coaching as we go through this. But the main thing there is we're going to encourage you. It's your dream. It's what you want to do. We're going to help you figure out how to do it and be successful at it. So that's our main methodology that we use. And I think the main thing here to take away from this is we're here to help. We're not here to guide you or to run you in any particular direction. We're here to help understand what your needs are and give you the information you need to make good, sound decisions in terms of starting your business. A little bit of what I've already said, though, mentoring whenever and wherever. So we've got mentors that work full time. And so they typically do their mentoring at night in the evening hours. But anyway, we can either meet in person or on Zoom. Some people like to meet in person. Some people like to do it online just because of the flexibility. We'll keep you informed on workshop availability based on needs of the community as well as needs of your business. And we have a process that you get involved with once you become a client called Constant Contact. And what we will do is weekly send out information on workshops that are coming up or other seminars or other things that might be useful to you. Okay. Then the other thing is we're really working to get awareness, and that was the purpose of today, just get public awareness of what we do, our services, capabilities, and what we're using is social media as well to try to leverage that, as well as working with the chambers in terms of getting that word out. And then our last strategy is just to keep growing. We want to keep getting more and more clients. We will get on the average of 2 to 3 clients a week, new clients. And so right now, I think I've got about 12 that I work with, and it works out pretty well. And it's fun to do for us because we see all sorts of businesses and things of different types. That's really fun to work with. So for small businesses, we already talked about it, mentoring, it's all free, confidential, and personalized counseling. It's all centered around you. The workshops are there for sessions on a whole variety of topics, and depending on what your needs are. And as you get the information, you can either join into the workshop or the webinar, or just, move on to delete that memo and wait for the next week. Tailoring seminars, sometimes we will do some of those, like the one we did last week, which was on the simple steps of starting a business in Spanish. And so it was all done in Spanish. It was interesting. It was really well done. I sat and listened to the whole thing, not understanding very few words, but anyway, it was really did a nice job. And then we recorded that one. And so now anybody that wants to attend that can access it online. And so that's the way it is with the workshops. If you miss a workshop, you can still get access to it online and at a later time. Then the last one is the One Score, and that's where we have the national network of mentors. Some of the larger cities have 2,000 mentors. So we're pretty small, Columbus with 28. But so that gives you an idea of the 11,000 plus mentors out there, how we get access to them. And what you'll find is lots and lots of enthusiasm, because all of us are people that have worked in industry, had a very successful career, and really want to help others. And so this is our main objective. So that's SCORE. That's a little bit about it. So I'd like to open it up we'll go back to a larger screen here.
I want to say something really quick. So we have a local business here in Columbus that used SCORE. And she told us her story at her ribbon cutting. And so I just want to applaud SCORE and everything they did with her. So she and her husband were refugees that came to this country. She did not know a single word of English. That's what she told us. She goes, I didn't read it. I didn't understand it or anything. But she had an idea for a business, and she came and worked with SCORE, and she said how wonderful you guys had met with her. You helped her with spelling and grammar errors, all of those things. And then she was able to work with John, and now she has a brick and mortar business here in Columbus all because of the services that she was able to get through SCORE, through John with the small, Indiana small business and all of that. So she applauds you, she brags about you. And I just think that that is an amazing testimony to what you guys do for her, to give her the
Thanks.
confidence and to choose to put roots here in Columbus as well. So
Thanks for sharing that.
thank you.
Tell you, one of our, we've got a number of clients that we worked with, but one of them that we've recognized in past annual events was the Luca Beat Coffee.
Mhm.
They came to us with an idea and we worked with them, and they have become very successful and done a great job. So, and there's others, there's a number of others that we've worked with that have done well. But the main thing is, it's here to help you. And our main objective is for you to be successful. And that's what we want. And so if you think you've got a business, and sometimes we're talking, well, I got an idea, but I don't think it's going to work. And then let's talk about it and let's figure it out. And then sometimes it's how to maneuver, like, well, no, that's not, but you're thinking about doing this other thing. Focus on that. So that's what we'll do. And if we don't have the right matchup with mentors, then we will connect you with another group or with other mentors as we go through this.
Great. Mark, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I do. Rick, thanks for your time and talking about the program. I've heard of SCORE for years and years, but never really knew how it operated. So glad to learn more about it. So I'm still maybe a little confused about kind of your relationship to the clients that you mentor with and consult with. If I'm thinking about an idea for a business and it looks like a good match with SCORE and you decide to kind of sign on to work with me, are you providing like long-term ongoing consulting kind of work, or is it really focused on startup questions and that business development, and kind of what's your relationship with the organization at what different times that it might go through its life?
This is, from our perspective, this is a long-term relationship. So we'll have clients, and I've recently had one that just came back, but we've had clients that we've mentored for 2 or 3 years. They've gone, they've said, okay, I've had enough, and that's up to you. You say, all right, I think I'm good for now. We say, okay, you stay in the database. So I've got every client I've ever had is still in the database. And when they come back, I just pull up their file and make it active again. And then we continue working with it. And some will come back and say, I don't really need a session, but here's what I'm having some struggles with. Any suggestions? And then we'll talk through that, and we may connect them with another mentor for that particular part or question that they have. But it is a long-term relationship, and it's not just as a matter of fact, we get measured on one and done. Okay. And so what the SCORE organization really encourages us to avoid is one and done's, where you have a meeting and then nothing ever happens after that. And that's up to us to make sure we manage and keep that linkage and connection.
Okay. Do you work with many nonprofit organizations?
We do some. John does not work with, John at Indiana Small Business Development does not work with nonprofits. So we get some referrals from him. But I've got a couple that I'm working with now, one in Bloomington, and I have one here in town that we do.
Okay.
And usually with the nonprofits, a lot of it focuses on helping them with their financial plans and sometimes bylaws and that type of thing. But yes.
Okay.